Say, I'm back. And I just want to tell y'all a little something about, you know what I'm saying, your boy before, I got to the game, whatever, not a couple of things I was into, nothing illegal. Not to say that, I didn't, but, and first, before I get started, let me say, shout out to Kev Mack. Kev Mack videos. And this is for show, because put up a video today about one of his little stories about the child that he had saved him, and I just started thinking like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got some stories to tell about some dogs, you know what I'm saying? And what really made me think about it was because the dog right here that's on the screen, that's Sinbad, right? And we're gonna get into the story about Sinbad. Now, I had plenty of pit bulls. So this is for the pit bulls. This ain't a dog's lover thing. This is strictly for the pit bulls. You know what I'm talking about? But next door to us, my neighbors next door to us had a child. And I can't think of that child name. But, so it kind of like all ties in, right? So let's go back to the days of way back. How far are we going back? Way back, right? So, me and my aunt, was staying with my aunt. Just like I'm like fresh out of high school. Since I finished high school when I was 17, so I'm about 18, 19. Right? And before we had got Sinbad, now Sinbad come from my cousin Kirk. My cousin Kirk was out the Stevenson Village area. You know what I'm saying? Now, he wasn't banging, nothing like that. But, he definitely was around, you know what I'm saying, doing they first get going and shit like that. We used to stay right there on Radbart and Sand Lake. You know what I'm saying? So if anybody from Stevenson Village area out there in Carson that hears this, then, you already know exactly what I'm talking about. So, but before we got Sinbad, let's go back. We had a dog named Boss, right? And we had Boss, Bam Bam, and IROC. Bam Bam was a tiger stripe pit, straight tiger. IROC he was white with a brown patch on his back, but he had a brown tiger stripe patch over his left eye. You know what I'm saying? And that's why we called him IROC. Just brief real quick. IROC ended up getting killed by the police. So I was in high school when this shit happened because the Channel 9 news that came out. You know what I'm saying? I remember going back to school and shit. Like, people like, oh, I seen you on the news. So, and the reason why they had to end up killing IROC is because we had stayed out there in West LA. We stayed on the dead end street, and right next to our house on the left hand side was like a little park we used to hang out and kick it at, right? I think they call it Genesee Park right now. But anyway, so, and they was chasing some fool. I forgot what it was, but they was supposed to be chasing some fool for some reason, and they thought that he ran through our backyard. So me, my aunt, and my cousin Kurt, his daughter Janisha, me, auntie, and little cousin, we was on our way out going somewhere. I forgot where we was going. So anyway, police come. Remember, we still on the quarter sack, and we the last house on the left hand side. So we just see police coming down the street from everywhere, right? Like, and then some of them like running through the park from the street next over, and helicopters and everything. We're like, yeah, what the fuck? So they kept saying, so the dogs was in the backyard because we was leaving, letting them out the house. You know what I'm saying? And I forgot at this time Boss had got stolen, right? I mean, Boss had got out one day, and and in the back of our house was an alleyway. And he got up under the gate because he was still kind of small, man. And they ended up stealing Boss. So we had Bam Bam, IROC, and I don't know, for some reason, we might have had another dog that I just can't remember, but I don't think it's our dog. But anyway, so the police come through, and they try to get to the side gate. We had, like, it was the house on two gates. We had the driveway on one side, or like on the left side of the gate. Then you had the walk-in gate on the right-hand side. You know what I'm saying? So, bam, so they come through, and so when they come through, they trying to get to the side gate. Now, the side gate didn't have no lock on it. You could just open it up and go through, right? So we like, okay, hold on. Let's get the dog. So I had to run back through the house, all the way through the house, come out the back door, out of the house, go through the backyard, and I grab Bam Bam. Bam, I bring Bam Bam back in the house. I'm coming out to get IROC, and man, all I hear is like, pow, 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 pow. Now, time out, pause. These wasn't no big old dogs like y'all see Sinbad right here. these was puppies. I mean, like 4 months old puppies. These was like puppies, 4 or 5 months. And yeah, granted at the time, pit bulls did have like a bad reputation. Just like before the pit bulls, it was the Dobermans. Before the Dobermans, it was some other shit or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But the case in being is that, and I understand from the cop point of view, now that I'm older and more seasoned, that, they had a job to do. I don't know why they thought dude ran through the side of our house. That's the part that still fucked me up to this day, man. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, they end up shooting IROC, killing IROC. Like, damn, right? So bam. Fast forward. We go a little, and then after IROC passed away, Bam Bam died shortly after that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I think Bam Bam just the whole trauma. You know what I'm saying? Because the dogs was healthy. They wasn't sick or nothing like that. So it wasn't like no parvo or nothing like that, right? He just, man, I just went in the backyard and, man, Bam Bam had passed away. So a couple of years go by, me and Auntie was kind of like traumatized me from the dogs. Bam, my cousin Kurt, before he had got the house he was getting into, he had to go to like a little, I don't know, like apartment condo anyway. He could have took Sinbad with him, but, money, it would have been extra. So you know how that goes. So anyway, Sinbad ended up coming to LA with us, right? So bam. So now we got that Sinbad right here, right? So as y'all can see, all red-nosed pit. Now I understand nowadays, it's like, hey man, I'm like, damn, is there even pure pit bulls nowadays? You know what I'm saying? American damn, P. Stratified terriers. Because it's like, oh man, I got a pit. Okay, what kind of pit you got? No, it's a Frenchie slash this, Frenchie English slash that, and slash this and slash that. But right here is pure American stratified terrier, red-nosed pit. Look at him. Now, let me see if I can zoom him up a little bit, man. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. Red-nosed pit, right? Purebred, Sinbad. So check it out. So now we got Sinbad, right? And now, when we get Sinbad, he's a couple of years old and have never been mated, right? So so my cousin's like, so, let us get Sinbad. And at the time, I forgot what the length was, about like 6 months, a year, or whatever. But anyway, we ended up having him for a while. So now, fast forward, the neighbor next door, rest in peace, Buddy, and Brenda, rest in peace, them kind of like was like some aunties and uncle to my little partner Tay, his mom, and her dude. So rest in peace to them. They stayed next door to us. And, there was like a couple, they was older. You know what I'm saying? Used to have the card games going on and, little shit like that, you know what I'm saying? So basically, their house was like a gathering spot. Like, 24 hours, motherfuckers coming through, hanging out, chilling, drinking, barbecuing. I had the son peeking them in the back. Okay, so this were the child, and they had a German Shepherd. The German Shepherd name was King, but I can't think of the child name for shit right now. But anyway, child. So we they had a dude who used to come through there from time to time. I can't think of his name. I don't know why I want to say AJ or something with a J or A. But I know for sure he was from BPS. He was a cool dude though. I think he used to come through like maybe buy trees or whatever not. So anyway, bro had to turn himself in for some time he had to do. And he had a pit, a pure brindle, English terrier. You know what I'm saying? I mean, not an English, but a pit bull, but the short, stocky ones. You know what I'm saying? I think it was called like the English pits. Y'all got to correct me if I'm wrong. But her name was Coco, and Coco was black with the most prettiest tiger stripes that, man, you would ever see, man. Like, she had some pretty ass deep tiger stripes. They was nice. So, and he didn't have nowhere to take her. So even though, he knew us, but it ain't like nobody we knew like that. But one thing that he did know is that we had pits, right? Because he remember Bam Bam, IROC and them. And then now we got Sinbad. So I remember he had one day we was outside chilling, and he was like, I'm going to jail, blah, 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 blah. He was like, and I was wondering, man, if I can bring you my dog and she could stay here till I get out. You know what I'm saying? He was like, I can give you some money up front and everything. Basically the whole shebang, he's like, he was telling my aunt Like, 'cause of course, I'm young, you know what I'm saying? I'm still auntie shit. Like, I'm taking me and my aunt, I get on her later, baby or G. You know what I'm saying? Still to this day. So, and she don't got no kids. I'm like, like the closest thing to her, you know what I'm saying, as a child, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, so we real tight. So auntie say, well, look, I won't charge you to watch her. She was like, only thing I ask is, can we mate her with Sinbad? Bro said, yeah. Now, mind you, Coco a little bit older than Sinbad. So at this time, like I say, Sinbad like maybe two and some change, like 2 years maybe, at least two. Well, hold on. That's what you coming right now. So at least like 2 years. So now Coco like maybe three, right? Because she already had a litter before. So anyway, we get Coco and Sinbad. They get together and they mate, right? And they had 13 puppies, right? Coco had 13 puppies. Only one of them passed away, and that was just what we called a granny. Now, out of all the 13 puppies, only three of them came out tiger stripe like Coco. The rest of them was red noses and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Uh, so like I said, we had 13 puppies. Granny passed away. Now, when we get the puppies, now this ain't no no bullshit with it. You know what I'm saying? Like we really raised the puppies, got them, we dewormed them, the whole shebang. So when we was selling them to people, whatever, not, and we didn't have no papers to steal some street shit, some hood shit. You know what I'm saying? Um, they already had names, already had their first shots, and already had been dewormed and everything. So they were still young enough where if you want to change the name to the dog, you can do that, but at the same time, I already had one. So the other two that had came out Tiger Stripe was two girls, and it was called. We named them Indo and Ty. Right, so Indo and Ty, and we end up selling Indo and Ty to the homie Delano, rest in peace, man, over there in West LA. Kind of like some gang shit. His hood and another set got into used to be closed. They got into it. We'll keep that away. But I remember when Delano had got killed, my auntie was telling me because she knew a lot of some of the OGs from around them little areas, you know what I'm saying? So my aunt was like, man, go get at Delano Peoples and shit, go get at his mom and them and see if they want what they want to do with the dogs. Cause we had just sold them to Delano. Man, it was like not even a week. Like 3 days later or 4 days, yeah, maybe about a week later, he had got killed. So I'll go to Delano mom's and where sisters and them stayed at and was telling them like, hey, we'll give you the money back. We'll get the dogs. And, man, they do like hell no. You know what I'm saying? They're like, we're gonna keep the dogs. So anyway, so that was Indo and Ty. So the rest of the dogs were all either red nose or they came out. Well, scratch that. All of them had red noses, but some of them was red like Sinbad look, and some of them had like just different spots. Now on the thumb tab, whatever that shit's called, thumbnail, the dog that's me standing behind the young me. That dog pit. Damn, can I find him? Oh, I can't even get him. So anyway, so that pit name is Corrupt. You know what I'm saying? Let me see if I can find Corrupt right quick. Hold on one second. Let me see. Y'all gonna have to check me out right quick. Hold on one second. Let me find Corrupt. Let's pull Corrupt up on the screen. Look. Hold on one second. Let me find him. Where's KRUPT at? Oh, here you go, right here. Give me KRUPT right here. Let's pull him up. All right, that's Corrupt right there. That's Sinbad's son. His mom was Coco, so that's right. So bam. So now he go with Corrupt. Now Corrupt was my dog. As y'all can see, you know what I'm saying? And I named him not CORRUPT. No, nigga, the dog pound was the shit at the time. Nigga, DPGC. What? Man, that nigga was KURUPT. You know what I'm saying? Named him after Corrupt, the rapper. You know what I'm saying? So, damn, so now I got Corrupt, right? So out of all of the puppies, I ended up keeping Corrupt. You know what I'm saying? Because I was like, you see, he looked just like his daddy. He looked just like his daddy. So that's why I kept him, you know what I'm saying? And, so now, a little time go by, Corrupt a little bit bigger as him. Corrupt, then we had we had another girl dog named Dink. Coco gone now because Duke from BPS, he come home from jail. Coco gone back with him. And now we got Dink, Corrupt, and Sinbad, right? And Dink was like she was short like Coco was, kind of thick like Coco was. And I damn near want to say she was like a burgundy color. I know that sounds crazy, but man, when you see her, you look like, oh yeah, she look, you know what I'm saying? Like, look damn near burgundy. So Corrupt and the child next door used to go back and forth through the gate all the time, right? So one day, wait, hold on. So check this out, right? So one day, I mean, there's so much shit that I could tell you about these dogs, man, but I just wanted to I ain't gonna keep y'all too much longer and shit. Like, I just wanted to just, like I say, Kev Mack brought this to my attention. So since I gotta deal with it, y'all gotta deal with it. That's just how it goes. You know what I'm saying? So one day, I'm pulling up, right? You know what I'm saying? Like I told y'all on the car GAME history video, you know what I'm saying? Colors, baby. You know what I'm saying? I had the baby blue colors with the baby blue colors rims, dark tinted windows. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker was beating like a motherfucker, right? So, damn, now that I think about it, did I have the white colors? You know what? I don't even think I had the light blue on, y'all. My bad. Scratch all of that. I think I had the white colors with the tan interior that my aunt had bought for me. I mean, we went way out there to Santa Monica and got it from an old dude. So, if you from that era, you already know once you get something old school like that from an elder, clean, not too much mileage, run good. So, I'm pulling up one day, right? So, like I say, we on a quarter sack, and we the last house on the left. I pull up, right? And I'm looking through the driveway gate. You know what I'm saying? That, the driveway go through the gate, you can go all the way to the backyard. And I'm seeing like patches of fur. It's like big old patches of fur just flying everywhere, right? I'm like, damn, what the fuck is that? Right? So I pull up, I get out. Now, mind you, it ain't like, it caught my attention, but, shit going on. I got the music going on. Probably had BD or somebody in the car with me, Slim or somebody, I don't know, probably a couple of homegirls or something. Ain't no telling. I even think somebody else was with me in the car and another car behind me. Because I remember me pulling up and I see it caught my attention, but it was other shit going on too, right? So I paid it attention, but I didn't. But it kind of like, how something just kind of like just bothers you. It's like, damn, what the fuck is all that patches of fur? And on top of that, all that, I'm trying to think, was Sinbad could have been in the house. I think Sinbad and Dink was in the house. Because Auntie wasn't there. She was gone. I don't know. Auntie could have been at work or running out, handling some business, whatever not. But Auntie wasn't there. So, and Corrupt was the only one outside. So I can't remember how that. I probably left him outside. Ain't no telling. So anyway, it's middle of the daytime too. So bam, I get out and look, and I'm seeing patches of fur. So I'm like, damn, and I think I think y'all probably caught a flashback about what happened with him. But anyway, now the concern is setting in. And everybody know, what I'm saying? I don't have no patience for shit. But if it's a concern, hey, all day. I'm like, damn, what? I'm like, what Corrupt at? So I open up the gate where the drive-thru is at to go to the back. And I'm like, Corrupt, come in. You know what I'm saying? And he come around the back way. This nigga now look at this little nigga right here, man. His whole mouth was full of fur, right? Just like chunks of fur. And he like, and I'm like, what the fuck is all this? Like, nigga, what you got in your mouth? What is this shit, right? Man, fast forward, y'all. I look over next door. Man, the child just got chunks of fur. Just gone. The nigga looked like he just, like he just had patches. You know what I'm saying? Just like, and if you know chows have a lot of fur on them. A lot. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck name was this dog, man? I can't think of his name for shit. I liked it, that little chow too, because that was my first time really being around a chow day in and day out and seeing how they really act and shit like that. Little nigga was tough, but pit bull, you know what I'm saying? Red nose. So I look at the child and I'm like, damn, like, what the fuck? And then another thing, like I say with Kevin Mack, he had said in the video too that how the child used to get out. You know what I'm saying? They used to have to keep it on the chain. And that's true because childs, they can hop gates, they can crowd up. So this fool had dug, because we only had like the regular fence gate, you know what I'm saying? Like, like not the picket fence, but, and it wasn't wooden fence where it was like the regular gate where the dogs, they run back and forth up and down the gate. Y'all know anybody got dogs stay next door, y'all know how it goes. But this fool had went to like towards the end of the gate, which both of our backyards would lead out into an alley, right? So this fool went way down there somewhere and dug all the way up under the gate and came up under the gate. And I guess he was like, today is the day. Him and Corrupt, they finna lock up. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't there, so I don't know what happened. You know what I'm saying? And, but one thing I do know is that it was just balls of fucking fur everywhere. Now the child was cool, so I'm guessing that Corrupt couldn't get to the meat of him, to the body of him. And, you know what I'm saying? Do that pit bull lock on him. I think that fur kept blocking him because this little nigga had a mouthful of fur everywhere, and it was just patches of fur fucking everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So, hell yeah, man. I had to just throw that up on there right quick. You know what I'm saying? This is for all the pit bull lovers. I know they get a bad name. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. To each his own. You know what I'm saying? I can't, it is what it is. And my dogs used to get out too. You know what I'm saying? Sinbad, Corrupt, especially Corrupt little ass. He used to always get out. Shit, even with my auntie, I moved up to the dirt. It was me, I don't know who's in the truck with me, probably Big Dude, rest in peace. And so I'm pretty sure my H-Boone was with me and we coming down Avenue, what avenue? We was out there in Palmdale. What avenue? R. We coming down Avenue R, down going towards the 40s, because she stayed back there like in the 50s. And then I'm coming up the street. I see 3 dogs running up. Now I'm in a U-Haul truck, y'all. We coming from the city. And I'm looking, I'm like, damn, those some proper ass pits. And then I look, I'm like, cuz, they're my pits. You know what I'm saying? It's Sinbad, Corrupt, and Dink. All 3 of their asses just loose, running back towards where the house was at. These motherfucking dogs had only been out there to the new spot, nigga, like a day or 2. So we didn't know how the house, because that was a big old house. So we didn't know how the gates was, what was security. Like, we still in the process of moving shit. And then I'm still down in LA because me and my auntie father, me and Pops, rest in peace, we had came up later. You know what I'm saying? So my bad, I was looking to see what that was. So I'm like, damn. So we had to pull over. Now it's me, Big Dude, and whoever else was with us in the truck too, in the U-Haul with us too, and 3 motherfucking pit bulls. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying that to say that it really does depends on the owner, on how they raising their dogs. I didn't fight my dogs. I never, even though my dogs knew how to fight, because Sinbad didn't get out and did some squabbling. I mean, he was squabbling with a couple of dogs at one time, like 2 of them, like some, I don't know what they was, but they wasn't nothing, like no threat, nothing like that, you know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is that it really does depend on the owner, man. Now, if that's what you do, that's what you do. But my dogs have got out plenty of times and never bit nobody. Never, like, nothing. Now, don't get me wrong. People wouldn't try to tell them to come here, you know what I'm saying? Because they just wasn't going for that, especially KURUPT. He wasn't going for that shit. You know what I'm saying? Corrupt didn't really listen to nobody but me. You know what I'm saying? Even my aunt, sometimes you just like, I'm going to fuck this little nigga up, man. He got me fucked up. But Sinbad, hey, nigga, don't even raise your voice to my auntie. My older cousin, the one that we had got him from, this was his dog originally. Him and my auntie was having a back and forth one day. Nigga, Sinbad must have growled, must have stood up on that nigga and growled on that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, you couldn't even don't even raise your voice too loud at her, and he right there. Even if he in ear distance, you know what I'm saying? He's gonna let you know, like, not here. You know what I'm saying? Now, he never attacked nobody. Well, wasn't nobody stupid enough to attack my auntie either, though. So if that would have happened, I'm pretty sure it would have happened. You did, but all in all, though, good dogs, man. I missed it. They all rest in peace now. Sinbad Sinbad went back with my cousin like years later, and I actually don't know. I don't. Either I knew, I just don't remember, but I can't say for sure. what happened with Sinbad on how he ended up passing. So I think my cousin ended up getting him put to sleep. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he's some. I don't know. I forgot what it was. Um, Dink ended up going to stay with my little cousins and ended up becoming they dog for years until she passed away. Dink outlasted everybody. KURUPT ended up had to get put to sleep because I was in jail. I had went to jail for a burner, so I'm down for like a year. And where my aunt was staying at by Sinbad, because once again, like I say, Sinbad was her dog. So once Sinbad went back to my cousin, like her whole interest was just like, man, fuck all these dogs. You know what I'm saying? So she was gonna send Sinbad, Corrupt with my mom, and my mom, her dude, and now Corrupt. That's it. Well, I know I said me, but Corrupt for some reason my mom, like he liked it, my mom. You know what I'm saying? Shit. And Bobby Jean he didn't even live with us. But he didn't like her dude though for some reason. And so my mom was like, nah, I can't really keep him. She was like, Pooh gonna be in jail for, that's name, my mom called me Pooh, principal. Pooh gonna be in jail. I know, damn, that's crazy. And you got this Pooh Shiesty shit going on. I know. You know what I'm saying? So, um, so they had to get him put to sleep because I was like, I don't know what else to do with him. You know what I'm saying? She was like, I don't want to she didn't want to just give him to nobody. And she probably didn't know nobody who to give him to. You know what I'm saying? I'm in jail. You dig what I'm saying? So, and at the time, I had my time. So I knew I was going to be coming home like at the end of that year, because I went like at the beginning. You dig? So, yeah, man. So yeah, Corrupt ended up just getting put to sleep, which is cool. You know what I'm saying? Then I had, like I said, man, I got other pets and shit like that. Got Napoleon that ended up being my oldest daughter. That ended up being her dog for me. And I called him Napoleon. Named him Napoleon after the Neapolitan ice cream because he was all white with a red nose. And did Corrupt? And Napoleon, I think and he had a brown spot over. Oh, he had like no. Where he was all white. And did he have a brown spot over his eye? I forgot. But anyway, his name was Napoleon after the Neapolitan. So strawberry for the red nose, white for the color, and the brown for the chocolate. So if you know what I'm saying? So anyway, yeah. Once again, man, shout out to Kev Mack for the inspiration. You know what I'm saying? Corrupt, that's my man, probably one of the, man, if not the favorite dog I ever had. I done had plenty of pit bulls. I done raised them, you know what I'm saying, and bred them, kind of like left that alone like years ago. Once I got to other shit, then I got the phone call for the game and finally answered, and you know how that goes. You know what I'm saying? So till next time, this is just a little something. You know what I'm saying? Till next time, you already know what it is. Some more of it, and y'all be cool. I'm gone.